All right, everybody. So I just want to give you some ideas on how to modify this program so that um, you can make it a little bit more suitable for how you might be training jujitsu. Please realize that this template is originally the one that I developed for standard jujitsu and the competition team. I realize if you're not a really devoted competitor, doing 4 to 7 days a week of strength and conditioning might not be for you. So I'm going to give you some general guidelines on how you can modify this programming to suit your needs a little bit better. Realize a few things. One, I don't know you. You're going to have to try these things for yourself and see how they work. Apply some common sense. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. If you're unsure, ask me a question. Second, everything that you do in the strength and conditioning environment, if you have decided that jujitsu is your number one priority, all strength and conditioning should serve jujitsu, period. With that said, you might work really hard sometimes and be more tired. That's okay. That's part of getting stronger and adapting. You shouldn't feel fresh all the time. If you do, that's probably because you're not working very hard. You shouldn't also never feel fresh. If you never feel fresh, that probably means there's too much. So, just a couple of broad guidelines. Now, let's talk about a framework for making this modular. We're going to make a couple of basic assumptions around this schedule. If you're changing it, if you're not doing it Monday through Sunday as it's written, I am going to make the assumption for the purpose of this video that you're doing at least 2 or 3 days of training, strength and conditioning training per week, and the regen days. Option 1 is to do 1 high day and 1 low day. 1 high day and 1 low day. Every recommendation I'm going to give from this point forward will involve at least 1 high day. There should be 1 day minimum per week where you will legitimately lift weights, where you're doing real strength and conditioning training and you're pushing yourself to the thresholds of what your neuromuscular system can handle. Otherwise, you will not get those adaptations. So at least 1 high day and 1 low day. If you've never done strength and conditioning before, or you're not really sure how it's going to affect your jujitsu, or you got a newborn at home and you're really freaking tired, or you work a lot of hours, 1 high day and 1 low day, hopefully separated by, around 48 hours, might be a good place to start. How will you know if that works for you? You'll have to try it for a cycle and see how it affects you. The next thing on the menu is 1 high day and 2 low days. So still there's 1 day when you're busting your ass. There should always be 1 day per week when you're working really hard and the next day you feel tired from it. That's totally okay. High, low, low. So you're still doing some work on those other days, but they're not going to crush your nervous system. Then high, medium, low. So now where you can see we're building in the volume and intensity that you can handle. Again, we're still on this 2 to 3 day a week plan. High, medium, low. Which low day you pick, I don't really care. The high day that you pick, be consistent with it. Don't go back and forth between the 2 different high days over the course of a cycle. Pick one and go for it. Over time, if you feel like you can handle that really well, 2 high days. Then high, high, low. So those are some really good templates to start with. So that's high, low, low, high, medium, low, high, 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 low. If that's 2 to 3 days per week where you are devoted to strength and conditioning. Now, the second question here, other than how many of each should I do, is should I do them on the same days as jiu-jitsu? The truth is, I don't know, because I don't know about your jiu-jitsu training. If hypothetically you were going to try this, I would say if you're not accustomed to this kind of training, match your low days with your jiu-jitsu training. If you're new to it and you're not really sure how you're going to be affected and you don't want to be smoked at your job the next day. With that said, as you become more fit over time, what I prefer is that your high days are high and your low days are low. And the reason I like that is because I want to give all of your effort and intensity in one day and then allow for a downslope where your physiology has an opportunity to rest. That, though, has to be to some degree earned and works better in more controlled sporting environments. All of this, once again, will have to be tried by you with common sense applied to the outcomes and then changed as you need it. One thing I would recommend, if it's possible, if you have the time and the energy for it, is to simply do the program as it's written. Do it as it's written and then see how it affects you. And then you can start to modulate. But if right out of the gate you're like, man, I don't have enough time in the week to get to the gym 3, 4, 5 times, then use one of the templated arrangements that I already mentioned. If you have a more specific question after this video, hit me up in the comment section.